What's up, guys? It's Noah, and I'm just checking in about my low T, and I'm just going to talk about how I'm doing right now, what's going on, and how my visit with the endocrinologist went. I had that yesterday, and there were good things about it, and there were other things that just, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily bad things, they were just kind of things I need to accept, you know. I need to accept that getting to a place where I feel mentally stable, clear, you know, vital, like I have my vitality back, happy, non-despairing, just my mental wellness will not come like that. You know, there's some ignorant, stupid, boyish part of me that just wants, I want a doctor to tell me, oh, I'm going to give you this and everything's going to be okay. You know, essentially that's what testosterone has been. It just hasn't, you know, it's just not been a miracle. You know, it's not like, it hasn't been instantaneous. It's just been a slow grind, and I've suffered through my depression and my anxiety and my derealization and stuff. I've suffered through it, and I've slowly come out of the darkness, and I'm getting there. You know, I wish I felt like I was just there. I wish I didn't think about this shit anymore. You know, I wish I didn't think about feeling anxious. I wish I didn't think about, you know, being hopeless or just like, what is the empty feeling inside me? I just wish I could just not think about this shit anymore, and just, I'm trying to ask myself, what did I used to do, you know, before I had my mental breakdown in May of 2011 that sent me into this giant major depression, major anxiety, derealization, and I almost don't know, and I think that tickles me in a bad way, so wrong word, that frustrates me. Anyway, I've been 3 months into treatment. I had testosterone levels of 150 nanograms per deciliter, and my second reading was like 205 nanograms per deciliter, and so I have low T, or hypogonadism. I've been under the care of my primary. Anyone who's been watching me, which I imagine are a few of you, I suppose, you know that already. And I just saw my endocrinologist, and let's get right to it. So I've been taking 400 milligram shots of testosterone cypionate every 2 weeks for about a month. And then I was just building up to that dose up until that point. Now, 3 weeks ago, after my last 400 milligram shot, which I think I documented, I'm pretty sure that was the one I think that was the one, that I put online. I decided after that, based on talking to my psychiatrist and just, you know, my dad, who's a doctor and who's done his homework, we decided 400 milligrams was too much to do in one shot. You know, my primary care doctor, I appreciate that he got me started, but he certainly wasn't very receptive to doing anything outside of what he felt comfortable with, which was high dose once every 2 weeks, which I know is relatively common, but I've also read and heard it's a very good idea to make it every week, because that can help you with the, you know, the peak and the drop, keep you at a little more steady state. See, most symptoms of, you know, like when you're taking medication, or in this case testosterone, most symptoms are associated with the peak value, you know, the high value of the medicine or the whatever it is you're taking. They're not associated necessarily with a steady state unless you truly can't tolerate that med. That's what I've learned. That's what I've come to understand. So our hope was to put the shots closer together, make my ebbs and flows go a little more smoothly, just help me get to a better place. So I went ahead and did that, and then so 2 weeks went by, and I took 200 milligrams pretty much a week ago. So today, Thursday, the 12th of July, I was due for my second 200 milligram shot. You know, I did one 200 milligram shot a week ago, and I was moving now to weekly shots, and it's supposed to be today. Well, I went and saw my endocrinologist for the first time yesterday morning. I didn't sleep for shit the night before, so you know, that kind of messes with your feeling out of it and anxiety levels. But I hung in there. I went into the office. I met the guy, or the doctor, excuse me, and he seemed nice, and he did kind of break it down for me very simple. You know, he looked over my labs. I had a bunch of labs drawn before I started T treatment, right before. He looked them over, and he said, okay, essentially what we need to do is figure out what your levels are right now, and then we're going to figure out how we might adjust your testosterone treatment and where it is and what's best, that sort of thing. He basically wants to figure out what the exact dose I should be on should be, and that's it. And I might have thought, you know, I've done a lot of reading. I thought maybe he'd bring up the fact that my human growth hormone is really low, or my LH, oh gosh, I'm not going to try to say it because I'm going to screw it up, but my LH hormone was like extremely low. It's like the very, very bottom of this reference range. LH 1.2 in a reference range of zero point 0.5 to 76.3, which is very huge reference range. I'm at the tail end of that. My human growth hormone like 0.03 in a reference range of 0.0123. So basically 0.3 out of the reference range of being 300 you can think about, and I'm 3. Very, very low, right? And these are all associated with your pituitary gland function, and he said it's fine. He's like, oh, it's low, but it's low in the range. So I'm like, when I hear that, and then, you know, and I battled this condition for so long, and I've just been so fucked for so long, pardon my language. Hearing someone say, oh, you know, you're low, but you're low range. I'm just like, what? I'm 25, right? What does that mean? But anyway, I try to be respectful of the fact that this man has done this for a long time, and I just need to get what I can positive out of the situation and move forward. So he then said, this is the curveball for me, is he said that he doesn't want me to take that 200 milligram shot that I was due for today, and in fact, he wants me to come back in July 23rd, so what would that be, 11 days from now, and get blood work done. So no tea for the next 11 days. So I was taking 400 every 2 weeks for like a month to 6 weeks, or building up to that. I switched to, from those 400 every 2 weeks, I switched to 200 once a week, and I only did one of those shots. So in the last 3 weeks, I've only had one T shot of 200, and I'm pretty sure it's affecting me. I think my body's feeling the fact that I just suddenly am not putting any testosterone in my system, and I think it was just a perfect storm for him to say, hey, let's not have you do any T shots for the next 2 weeks, or excuse me, the next 11 days. He wants to see where my steady state is. That's basically what this is all about. This video is getting long, but you guys are troopers, or at least the ones that are still here. You guys are troopers, and I hope this hasn't been too scattered. If you guys knew how scattered my brain felt, you'd probably think I was doing a pretty good job right now. The point is, he wants to figure out where I'm at, and he wants to adjust my dosage to be exactly what it should be. He thinks 200 every week might be too much. I'm down for whatever. I just want to feel better, and if he thinks that could help to find the exact right dose, you know, whatever. So I'm gonna go in. He did like a crazy amount of. I took 5 vials of blood when I was there, so or they drew 5 vials of blood, which is a fair bit, and he wouldn't let me check my estradiol levels. Basically, I wanted to check my my estrogen levels because, you know, I'm a little paranoid of gynoclimastia, I believe, which is just like a growth of breast tissue or fat tissue in your nipple and in your pec or whatever. It can happen when you take in too much testosterone at one time. Your body can't take it all, so it converts it to estrogen, and you can end up with man boobs, bitch tits, gynoclimastia. So I mean, I haven't experienced that yet, but, you know, I just like wanted to check that. He's like, no, we don't need to check it. He was pretty adamant about not checking it, so I was like, okay. And that's it, you know. And he did check my little homies downstairs and said that my testicles actually haven't gone any smaller. He thinks they're a very normal size, so that was good. Truth be told, I've always had pretty big balls, I guess, to be perfectly honest, so I do think they've gotten a little bit smaller. I only said that in order to relay the fact that I think they've gotten a little bit smaller, but now I guess they're average, so whatever. And that's about it. So if you're watching this, and that was helpful, good. And if you're watching this, if you could just hold a good thought that everything's going to be okay for me these next 11 days, just put out some good energy for me, I'd appreciate it. Because it's a bit of a roller coaster to build up, you know, the testosterone and then suddenly do 200 milligrams total in a month, which is what it'll end up being, which is I've had some mood swings, I've had some harder days, some more depersonalized days lately, more hopeless days, and I'm trying to roll with it. There's a part of me that doesn't want to let you guys see me not doing better, and I know whomever's watching would be understanding for that. I mean, this is a battle, you know, of trying to get your brain stable when it's been screwed up for so long. And I know part of my issues have been the low T. So anyway, sorry this is so long. I'm here for you in terms of if you need support, if you need to ask any questions about low T, depression, anxiety, and everything that goes with all that. I'm here. I'd be happy to support you in answering any questions you might have about what's going on with me or the treatment or what to expect, whatever. Be well, you guys. I'm hanging in there, and I just hope I just hope I can hold it together, okay, while I wait, basically for the artificial levels to drain out, and we'll see where my steady state is now for my T levels. So, 10-minute video. That's a long one. Sorry, guys. Take care, okay? And this was I was a little out of sorts, I feel like, for this, but you hung in there. Oh, last thing I did want to say was that a big reason he felt like I should maybe lower my dose because my free testosterone, which is the testosterone that is used after your body uses all your T for all these different things, it's the testosterone that's used for like muscle growth, hair growth, stuff like that. My free testosterone is at the tail end of the reference range, but my my overall testosterone levels are below the reference range, and he felt like that was an indication. Oh, it sounds like I'm mocking him. He thought that was an indication that my pituitary gland's going okay. The issue is not there. Perhaps it's somewhere else. Ugh, take what you can from this, people, and take care of yourself and be well. And I'll talk to you next time.